You've probably seen traders online flashing huge profits, $5,000, $10,000 a week, and thought, that could never be me. That's not possible. But what if I told you that many people in our community are actually making $10,000 per week by following this exact strategy that I'm about to show you? It's a simple process, and it's built on two specific things: volume and trend. And today I'm going to show you how you can exactly replicate this process. This strategy I'm about to show you, it's not some magic formula. It's not some signal service. It's a system that you can duplicate. In fact, that's the whole goal of this, to replicate what I'm doing, not copy my trades, but to copy the system. If you're part of our trading community right now, you know that we go live and trade 4 times a week. But we're not trying to get you to blindly just follow and copy every single trade. We want you to create your own muscle memory. We want you to see the pattern. We want you to be able to manage the risk, and we want you to take the trade and confidently execute it. And that only happens if you can commit to the learning. So if you're new here or you're just hopping around videos, seeing what's out there, I'm going to challenge you to watch all of our videos. Every single one is going to become a part of your journey. So let's dive in. So here's a trade, Carnival Cruise, that I actually executed and won on in recent days. So you can see that Carnival Cruise is a lot of ups and downs. It's a very volatile stock since COVID, since cruise lines were out of favor for quite some time. But there's a way to win even when stocks are out of favor. You can go short on them, you can go long on them, meaning money you can make money on the way down, and you can make money on the way up. In this case, I made money on the way down. It was a very easy trade to see. And I'm not saying that this is easy for you to see, because to me, if I'm looking at this for the first time, it's a bunch of squiggly lines and nothing makes sense. But I just want to show you that this is where I was able to make money at some point. I think that same pattern is setting up again for Carnival Cruise. And as you watch these videos, you'll become more comfortable with that. But let's get into a trade that I've been looking at for a couple of days. I'm not in it yet, but let's see what we have going on. So before we check that out, let's define the chart. What are we looking for exactly? We are looking for a couple of things: volume and trend. That is what drives stocks. That's what drives stocks up. That's what drives stocks down. Now, if we're looking, let's start with volume, because you keep hearing that word. What is volume? That's these vertical bars right here. Volume is how many shares are bought and sold per day of any given stock, of any given ETF, etc. So in this case, Schlumberger is an oil company. They have, on average, over the last 30 days, 22.54 million shares traded per day. That's bought and sold, okay? So if we're looking at this average line is the average over the last 30 trading days. So what do these bars down here mean? Well, they indicate if there was more buying or selling in any respective day. So on this day, February 11th, there was more buying volume that came in, and you can see that volume got up to about 22.5 million shares traded. You can see the following day, there was more selling volume. It got just over 22.5 million shares traded. And if you associate this with these candles up here, let's draw a straight-ish line, green candle right here. Let's go up, red candle. So you can see red means selling volume. Stock is typically down. Green means buying volume. Stock is typically up. You can see it's higher than the previous day. All right. Now, the following day, you had a little bit less volume, and you notice that the stock price was actually a little bit down. Why is that? Because there came a point at the end of the day where selling volume took over and it sent the stock downwards, but it wasn't enough to be more selling volume than buying volume, if that makes sense. Also, it's associated with where the stock opens and closes the day. It can open higher or lower. Now you can see that there's not a lot of movement happening in here, right? We just have, we kind of started the day here, ended the day here. Nothing. The stock price is moving, but it's not really moving that much. Why is that? So let's get into what volume is. If you have a boulder and you're pushing it up a hill like this, and you're one person right here and you're trying to push this boulder up this hill, is it going to be easier if you, the individual, is trying to push this boulder up this hill, or if you have 100 of you? Which one is easier? Well, of course, it's the 100, because everybody's pushing in the same direction. And what happens? The boulder will eventually get to the top of the hill. It's the same thing with a volume. If you don't have everybody pushing in the same direction, the stock price is not going to go higher. On these subsequent days right here, you had the majority of people pushing in the same direction, meaning the stock price was up. The following day, lots of people pushing in the same direction, stock price was up. Conversely, these days here, we had maybe 50-50 volume. We had 50% of people pushing the boulder up the hill and 50% of the people that were pushing the boulder down the hill. Stock price isn't going to really move that much. That is where volume is important. You need the more volume you have pushing in the direction that you want to go, the better off you're going to be. If you're thinking about, in a different term, a different analogy that might click for some of you, you're driving a car. You don't have a lot of gasoline in your car. Are you going to be able to make it up a long hill? No, a long steep hill, you're not going to make it up. But if you have more gasoline in the car, you're going to make it up that hill. It's the same thing with volume. You want to have more gasoline in the car because it can push you for a longer period of time up a steeper hill. Now, when we talk about trend is an accumulation of stock price movement, volume. If you go to Investopedia, you can see what %K, %D is on a stochastic. That's what we're looking at. I just say the word trend because it's easier than saying the word stochastic. It tells you the direction that the stock is going at any given moment. There's different types of trends that you can see. You can see long-term trends. You can see daily trends. You can see 15-minute trends for somebody that's wanting to day trade. In this case, we're going to look at daily trends, and you can see it changes quite often. And in this case right now, Schlumberger is pushing down. It's a downtrend. How do I know that? The red line is below the yellow line. I want to just let you know, this can be confusing the first time you hear it. All it is repetition. If you hear this 5, 6, 7 times, you're going to say, okay, I'm finally starting to understand trend. I can move deeper into what the trend is, how it works, the emotions of the trend, and how it associates with volume, candles, etc. But right now, we need to know 2 things. When the trend is like this, red is on top of yellow, it's a positive trend. When red is under yellow, it's a negative trend. That's what you need to know for now. And that brings me to my next point. Does just the red being over the yellow make me go and say, okay, I'm going to execute the trade? No, it does not. Or red being under yellow? No. This is trading. This is not a certain game. You're not going to win every single time. As a matter of fact, if somebody tells you that they're going to win every single trade, run the other direction. It's impossible. Trading is probability. You need to give yourself the highest probability that you are going to win. And that is where the sweet spot comes into play. You might see these red horizontal lines. The area between these lines right in here is what we call the sweet spot. Why is it called the sweet spot? It's the area that gives me the highest probability to make money. How is that defined? I've defined this by saying, over the past 21, 22 years, this is where I have the highest probability to make money. I noticed that when I was buying before I got into this area, 32% down here, 80% up here, I noticed that when I was buying below here or up here, I wasn't making as much money. When I was in here, actually, not only was I not making as much money, the trend would switch on me. I noticed that when I was in here, I would make the most money and have the highest win probability, meaning that the trend would stay longer in the direction that I'm going. That is what it's all about. So whether you're going long or going short, you need to be executing your trades while the stochastic or the trend is in the sweet spot. In this case, you can see with Schlumberger, we are coming right through the middle of the sweet spot. And where is our volume now? Now you start to put the whole story together. You look and say, okay, where is our volume? Well, we have 7.3 million shares traded. It's 9:50 in the morning, meaning the stock market has been open for 20 minutes and we already have about 30% of average volume. That's awesome. I generally will like to see average volume of about 30% an hour into the market. We're 20 minutes into the market. We have another 40 minutes to get to an hour, and we have over 30% volume. Fantastic. That's why I'm paying attention to this one. Trend is in the sweet spot, right? Red is under yellow. Yes, I love where the volume's at. I love where this is at. Next thing I'm going to say is, okay, and the question you should be asking now, okay, how do you enter the trade? This is where candlesticks come into play. We have these 2 beautiful engulfing candlesticks. Why are they called engulfing? Because you might notice that there's a lot of candles up here that have these wicks on them, these little skinny sticks on the top, right? What does that mean? Well, let's draw an example real quick. If you have a candle like this and it looks like that, what exactly happened? Well, the stock price, let's say it started the day right here, okay? It went up and then it pulled all the way back down and it closed the day right here. So what was this? This was a stock that ran up and retreated. That's what you see when you see these wicks. So this one right here, you started the day right here, you ran to the top, you pulled back down to the bottom, you rebounded, and this is where you kind of close the day right in here. That is not a good candle. We like candles that start the day down here and run up and close at the top, or candles that start the day right here and run down and close at the bottom. That shows you what? That shows you that the volume is always there. Do you remember when I said volume can run out at the end of the day? I think I used one of these examples in here, and I said selling volume came in at the end of the day, therefore it pulled back. That's exactly what I'm talking about. There were a lot of buyers, there were a lot of buyers, there were a lot of buyers, and then what happened? Sellers came in. There were still more buyers than sellers, but they came in at the end of the day and crushed your stock price. You love to see candles that look like this. These are called engulfing candlesticks. They take out the high of the previous day and they're bigger and thicker. So if we're looking at different types of candles, we're looking at candles with long wicks on the top. We're looking at candles with wicks on the bottom. We're looking at candles that just kind of look like that. There's really nothing special to them. And then we have these engulfing candlesticks. There's a lot more different candles that we'll get into as you go through the videos on the channel. But these are the four that I just want to pay attention to right now. There's a lot of different candles that can give you different indicators of how the change in direction is going to happen. Hammers, inverse hammers, etc. But these are the ones to really focus on. And in this example, let's focus on the engulfing candlestick. So if we're looking at this, we're saying, okay, we're going to engulf down. If we can get this thing to hold down here, meaning that by the end of the day, it doesn't look like this at the end of the day. We don't want a candle like that. We want a candle that looks like this at the end of the day. Hopefully it remains how we are seeing it right now at 9:53 in the morning. That is going to give us a high probability to execute the trade. And if this continues, it's going to drop below this purple line and it's going to be below the 25-day moving average. Volume will likely be up here. The trend is still going to be in the sweet spot, and that is how you execute a trade. Now you might be looking at this saying, wow, this guy just threw so much at me in a very short period of time, and he said a lot of words and he went through a lot of different things. But let's simplify this real quick. What did I really show you? I said a lot, and it's going to take repetition. Anything in life is repetition. Anything new is even more repetition. Think about somebody who plays in the major leagues. How many reps do they have to take before they actually play their first major league game? It's a lot. If you look at this, what did we go through? We went through trend. We just need to identify how the trend works. We went through volume, and we went through candlesticks. Are these the only things that are going to make you a great trader? No, but they're the foundation of everything. If you can understand this foundation and create a great base for yourself with some stable footing, then you supplement in whatever else is on this channel, whatever else is in our blueprint video, which I'll tell you about. This is going to be relatively straightforward for you. It just takes repetition. There's nothing fancy about this. There's nothing hard about this. I've seen kids that are 12 years old that are able to pick this up. I've seen people that are 70 years old that are able to pick this up. It's just doing the same thing over and over, but it has to be the right thing. And this is the right thing because it's been working for me for 21 plus years. So early in the video, I said to you that we go live 4 times a week. That is in our Patreon community. Our Patreon community is a fantastic place to be. It's like-minded people ranging from brand new, have never seen a chart before, to people that are doing this for a living. And everybody is there to work together and share ideas and share stocks and answer questions and really become a great trading community. The beautiful thing is that we go live 4 times a week during market hours so that you can see how trades are executed. You can ask questions not only about stocks, but about candles, patterns, trends, whatever you need to ask, that is where you do it. You have full access to me, you have full access to Bailey throughout the chat, and you have full access to the entire community. So my question would be, what do you have to lose? Give it a shot for a month, give it a shot for 2 months, especially if this is something that you have always wanted to do. So I just walked you through some real world examples of how I actually execute trades and how I'm personally able to make consistent profits over decades. If your goal is to be making, let's say $10,000 a week, then you need more than just this video, more than just examples. You need the full blueprint video. I lay it out in this next video. It's on your screen right here. Click it. It's chaptered. It's simple. It's actionable. Now, let's take your trading to the next level.